when I was in my early teens, I wrote a few poems, and they were pretty much free verse poems. They hardly had any rhyming at all to them, but I thought I was a master and a natural at poetry. And I shared them with my grandpa, who was a poet, wrote thousands probably over his lifetime. And he was very encouraging to me in my endeavors. And he gave me this book. This is a Eugene Field with trumpet and drum collection of poetry. Has his signature, and I put mine there below it. And this copy says 1896. Is that? Yeah, 1896. I had no idea the treasure that was being given to me at that point. I tucked it away in a box for a lot of years. Kind of read it a little bit, didn't get much out of it. And then my grandpa passed away, went to heaven, and I pulled this book out again. And since then, poetry just started kind of coming alive to me, and I started writing it again. But today, I was just thinking, I've been reading in Orthodoxy by G.K. Chesterton, and I'm reading a very intriguing chapter right now. It's called The Ethics of Elfland. It's just exploring this idea that the wonder in a child's eyes at just the world as it is, because everything is new and wonderful to them, is something that we lose when we get older because we've gotten used to it, but that doesn't make it any less wonderful. And so this chapter, he's talking a lot about the importance of fairy tales and fairyland, and that idea, that concept of story. And I don't want to talk about it too much because I'm still trying to wrap my mind around his writing. But there's a poem in this book by Eugene Field that I've always loved. Eugene Field's poetry is very sentimental, kind of melancholic, and he wrote children's poetry in a sense. He was a master of evoking that sense of wonder and nostalgia in his poetry that you feel as a child. And that's why I've always loved his poems. They're very simple, very rhythmic, but just very, very nostalgic. So I'm going to read this poem. It's called Long Ago. I once knew all the birds that came and nested in our orchard trees. For every flower I had a name. My friends were woodchucks, toads, and bees. I knew where thrived in yonder glen plants that would soothe a stone-bruised toe. Oh, I was very learned then, but that was very long ago. I knew the spot upon the hill where checkerberries could be found. I knew the rushes near the mill where pickerel lay that weighed a pound. I knew the wood, the very tree where lived the poaching saucy crow. And all the woods and crows knew me, but that was very long ago. And pining for the joys of youth, I tread the old familiar spot, only to learn this solemn truth: I have forgotten, am forgot. Yet here's this youngster at my knee. He knows all the things I used to know. To think I was once as wise as he, but that was very long ago. I know it's folly to complain of whatsoever the fates decree. Yet, were not wishes all in vain, I'll tell you what my wish would be. I'd wish to be a boy again, back with the friends I used to know, for I was, oh, so happy then. But that was very long ago. And that poem captures what I love and what I'm trying to regain, the wonderment through the eyes of a child at the world. And as I've talked a lot on this channel, good story, has a way of rekindling that and recovering that sense of wonder upon the world. So I know that was a short video and maybe not as interesting to some, but even though the sun is coming out now, it has been a rainy day, and rainy days kind of make me feel melancholic and reflective. So I wanted to pull out a poem, and I just wanted to make sure I got a video out this week. I will be working on some more substantial videos pretty soon, but just a short one. Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next video.